that I can't change. So I just accept them.
Hey, so I'm just doing things in the background, getting ready for... So today's going to be a little bit different than what you guys are usually used to seeing on my channel. Like I said in the Discord notification announcement, you guys are going to be treated to a role play. It's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons. So today I'm going to introduce you guys to some new stuff. I'll walk you through all of it before we actually go play the actual game, so you guys have a better idea of what we're all doing. I'm going to be joined, I know, at least with 2 people, hopefully. If not 2 people, then I guess I'll just play Cyberpunk. Like, if the roleplay doesn't go through and the people I'm trying to get this roleplay going with aren't going to play, then I'll just play Cyberpunk, and that'll be it. So we'll still have a stream today no matter what the fuck happens. It's just I would really like to. I really want to show you guys my whole my whole role play shit that I've been making and whatnot. Uh, because I like being creative and like making cool ideas. So this Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing is a modern take on the anime JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Still, we are a story. Yeah, everyone's a story if you think about it. Everyone has their own chapters and parts in their life and whatnot. Um, so, oh yes, I was waiting. Welcome, Psycho Yas. Welcome back to the chat tab, dude. Thank you for coming back. Sorry, dude. Here's the thing. My usual streaming schedule is really, really, really not consistent. I'm doing my very best to give you guys streams in between because I work at a dispensary and I work for 8 hours. But today we're not doing any. We're not going to be doing any Unchained as far as I'm aware. Today we're going to be doing Overarms, which is Overarms is a role play system that's designed to mimic the popular anime JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, for those who haven't watched the show, is about muscular men who pose and use the power of their fighting spirit to fight one another. Each of these fighting spirits are typically named either by a tarot card, like in part 3, or by music titles by the rest of the parts. So there are some stands like Killer Queen, which is based off of the song which is named after the uh, Queen song. That is a stand in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Now, for overarms, we don't use the term stands, and instead we use the term anima. It's still the same thing, however. These are fighting spirits that each of the characters who are part of my roleplay can use and have their powers. Each of the characters have their each of the characters. Hold on one second. I am the owner of the property. Still available for a pay period of 3 years and more. Okay. I really do want to. Oh my god, I really want it. I gotta fill that out when I get the chance to. I'm sorry, I got cut off mid-section just because, oh yeah, you wanted a webcam, but like it's a start screen, so I have to. You're gonna make me feel awkward throwing a webcam on my start screen. The fuck is my video capture card device? Is that? Yeah, here it is. I was being stupid. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that to get over with the 5 minutes and whatnot. Anyway, oh, my food's almost here too. Great. Uh, we have, I think, 3 players. I have 3 players so far, but I don't know who's joining me today. I know one person is guaranteed. I don't know if Blind's joining me or if Sorvati will be joining me. Again, it's fine if I don't have them. I'll just play fucking Cyberpunk 2077 instead, and I'll just play the roleplay session next time. But each of the players have their own anima and their own unique characters. What are we playing today? I didn't pay attention. We're either gonna do a role play, seeing if I get all the players for my role play like Dungeons and Dragons, or I can time you out. That's a little bit easier. But you want to be banned? I'll ban you in a bit because I can click your. I can There you go. Anyway, we were gonna do a role play, but if I couldn't get everybody, then I'll just do Cyberpunk 2077. Because I downloaded it last night just to get everything. Pog, I sent an unban request. You don't have to send me that. But yeah, so let me be right back. Let me go get my food. I bought some McDonald's before I started That bodes well. I think I'll get his port out the way first, so I can get him situating and get going. Nah, my hair's just crap as usual. Will you play League of Legends someday? Of course, dude. I love League of Legends. I usually play supports. I bought fucking food. I bought 2 strawberry cream pies because I actually like those from McDonald's. A Big Mac order. A large Big Mac meal. Convince me to do homework. Shit. I don't know, dude. It's you're young. Homework is like the only job you have, and if you don't learn discipline in completing your homework assignments, you're gonna have a harder time when you're an adult to complete your work assignments. So, even if you feel like you're not gonna learn anything from doing your homework assignments, learn the patience, learn the patience and the skill set that it requires to complete your assignments on time. Because people don't usually care what you know, but rather if you can show that you're to getting things completed. You asked me to convince you to do homework, and you asked me to sing Rap God. I'll try. Hold on. I'll give it I'll give it the good old fucking shot. Hold on 1 second though. Hey Sorvati.
Hey dude.
How's it going?
Going alright.
That's good, buddy. I can get your part out the way the fastest, so I can get you feeling better, alright, dude?
Oh, there's no rush, man. I'd rather just hang out, honestly.
Okay. Just making sure then.
Yeah, you're good, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I got you. Alright, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Alright. Let me go reach out to Line, because he's the one I'm really sure that he's probably not joining us, because he really wants to play. He's been dying to play Cyberpunk 2077. I know I'm gonna give Abe, not Abe, but his name is Loon, but he'll be here too. Sing my favorite Juice WRLD, Lucid Dreams. I can actually sing that song. And that's what I was doing. Okay. Let me do Rap God. Also, whenever I do these song requests, they're always half of the song. Except unless I know the full song, like Lucid Dreams, then I'll sing the whole thing. I do not know Rap God. Why the fuck can I just get the regular version of Rap God lyrics? I don't want the fast, I don't want the slowed version, I just want the lyrics. Oh, can you want the clean lyrics? No! I was gonna go easy on you. No, I don't want to sing this part. It's one chance. I'm beginning to feel like I'm a rap god. All my people from the back. Slap box. They say I'm like, whoa. No, can't do it. Yeah, no. I'll play the song. I can't sing this. I'm literally terrible. Do you know Raid? Yeah, no, I can't do that. I've never listened to hard. I just never listened to rap so much. I can do. I can do Lucid Dreams. I even have an anime idea for this. You know what? Hold on. I even got a better version. Lucid Dreams. Wait. Okay. Before I play it. Okay. So the shadows in my room can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I must replace you. Oh, easier said than done. I thought you were the one listening to my heart instead of my head. I thought of another one, but I am the better one. I won't let you forget me. Still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I must replace you. Oh, easier said than done. I thought you were the one listening to my heart instead of my head. You found another one, but I am the better one. I won't let you forget me. You left me falling and landing inside my grave. I know that you want me dead. Oh, I take prescriptions to make me feel A-okay. I know that's all in my head. I have these lucid dreams where I can't move a thing, dreaming of you in my bed. You are my everything, thoughts of a wedding ring. Now I'm just better off dead. I'd do it over again. I didn't want it to end. It was rolling the wind. My friends listen to my friends. Live the shit in the past. You were wanted to last. You were made out of plastic, fake. Your roof covered up in your drastic ways. Who knew evil girls had the prettiest face? You gave me a heart with full of mistakes. I gave you my heart and you made heart break. You made my 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 heart break again. I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I must replace you. Oh, it's easier said than done. I thought you were the one listening to my heart instead of my head. You found another one, but I am the better one. I won't let you forget me. I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and I cannot change you, so I must replace you. Oh, easier said than done. I thought you were the one listening to my heart instead of my head. You found another one, but I'm the better one. I won't let you forget me. Yes, you were not nice, but you were made out of plastic, fake. You carved me up in your drastic ways. Who knew evil girls had the prettiest face? You gave me a dead one, done, but you were the one. I play on NA. Hey Ninja Fury, cringe. People request me to sing songs. I had to be cringe. I'd rather be cringe and enjoy what I do than cringe and act like I'm something I'm not. I like singing. Alright. Ahoy, boyos! Captain Mr. Krabs has finally OD'd on ketamine.
Yeah, I saw
Awesome
that
shit.
video.
He finally did it, guys. He finally OD'd on it. Can I get an F
And
in
then,
chat?
then you literally flip a coin to see whether or not you win the game or not.
But you always do, no matter what. You didn't get ignored.
What?
Oh, you want me to sing Rag and Bone Man, Skin. Okay, that's what you want me to sing. No, someone else wants me to sing another song. Jeez. I don't have the image I want set up for the goddamn stream. Fuck. Well, that's fine. Okay. Let me see if I can't just. No, the image is too big. Okay, so I don't know if I thought Loon was gonna join us today too. Me message him.
One of the most terrifying animas I've ever seen.
Yeah, just asking Loon if he's joining us.
Gotcha.
Can you react to my montage on YouTube for a few plays on Twitch? Guess. Yeah, no worries, Inky. We're gonna start this roleplay up, and then a little bit later we're gonna have. All right, so Luna's gonna join us. Yeah, we're going to start get things getting ready on our end. Gameplay stream. How's Cyberpunk for you, Line?
Son of a bitch.
Essentially, D&D.
It is. It is not. I was gonna say it is not an easy experience. Don't think for a second like, oh well, I'm just gonna waltz into Night City and like be the coolest shit ever.
Okay, that sounds fun. Sir Fatty,
What city?
Yeah, what city?
No, I had to switch shirts. All I had was don't expect to walk into some city and be the cool guy.
No, yeah, Line. What was the city's name again?
Night City.
Night City.
Oh, is that for his RP?
No, that's for Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh.
Yeah, he's already been playing it.
Yeah.
I have it
Yeah.
downloaded
Hey, you know-
since last night, but I wanted to play it after the roleplay today because I wanted to host the roleplay.
Bugs be damned. I crashed 3 times already, but
Damn.
still, god damn, I fucking love it.
Well, let's be fair. It's not like Skyrim or Fallout 4 are the most stable.
No, I would never say that at all, but still,
Yeah.
that's 3 crashes. That's a lot.
Well, in how many hours?
Yeah,
And
that
it
too.
is day 1.
That too.
From someone who used to sell video games.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point. Also, on screen, you guys can see what just a small image of like what it looks like at Spiral City. This day-to-day average kind of thing going on. This is just a representation of what the city looks like, not any image of anyone who's there or any of that stuff. This is just for like visual like props. Because otherwise, everything else is gonna be in theater of mind. I like to introduce though our characters who will be joining us for today. So we have. Oh, you know what's a smarter move? Hold on. Yeah, that can be.
This is you're playing Anton.
I know. I'll fix it.
It's got to be an enjoyable game. How much you've been going at it?
Honestly, it's just the community.
Oh, is it?
So-
Well, that's not.
Yeah.
That's not bad either. If a game's got a good community.
Well, no. My community specifically. Yeah, specifically, it's just everyone in my community who likes the game that I play it for.
Huh.
Yeah. If it was just me, I'd keep playing other games that I personally would have a little bit like way more fun with. But it wouldn't drag me as much attention either, so there's a compromise, an enjoyment that I find within it all. Shit, how can I show this to everybody? Because I want to show each of the characters.
Sorry, I'm late.
No worries, dude. You're not late.
Oh, man.
Whatsoever. I just want to see how I can do this. Go to players.
Come on.
Edit. Will that work? Yes.
Oh my God,
Okay.
fucking fast.
So that. You're doing Vent today, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I noticed kind of a flaw in Falcone is that he is a combat character first and foremost.
What falls that, huh? Lance is a combat count.
An entirely combat one, yes. Wait a sec.
I mean,
So-
that he can't junction out of form, so
Yeah, you can't junction out of form. Why don't I see
Yeah.
Alistair here? Oh, that's weird. Okay, no, you're in his and his. Okay, there we go. Much better. All right, so welcome everybody. I have all the players here. Hey, beat 'em up version 3. All right, so today, today we're gonna be
garbage.
okay. So today we're gonna be hosting our third roleplay session of Spiral City. Spiral City is my own creation for to house my roleplay, which is no, not that. Sorry, Spiral City is the city of which we're housing our the sandbox roleplay of Overarms. Like I said a little bit earlier in the stream, Overarms is a roleplay where we get the chance to play out our characters in the style of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where each of them will have their own unique powers that only other anima users can see, and they can either battle each other or use their powers however they wish and feel. Today, I would like to introduce, going from up to bottom of this list I got going on, each of the characters that will be joining us on this roleplay session today. Today we have Lance McKinley, and I'm going to open up his character sheet so everyone gets a good fat look at Lance McKinley. He's 6'1", 258 pounds, and he's a muscular boy. His virtue is that he defends his closest friends and family. He'd rather use violence first as his vice. He will always strong-arm his way. And in his drive in his life is that he's actively hunting down a gang. Can they steal a yellow car? Yes.
Damn.
This looks like set. Yes, he's currently based look off of the set.
It's not entirely set. We just don't have an actual artist to get,
Well, I have to hire some artists, but I don't have the cash at the current moment to hire artists to get personalized images. But for now, I also forgot to share his anima, which, hold on one second. This is his anima, which is a metal gauntlet that goes around his right arm. I don't know who's playing that stuff in the background.
Who?
I can hear music in the background.
I'm not playing any music.
Neither am I.
I heard gunshots coming from your end, I think.
No.
Oh, okay, then I'm just tripping, I guess. Weird. Anyway, sorry. So, Lance's anima manifests itself as a mechanical glove in his right hand, metal glove in his right hand, and he uses this metal glove of his in order to get in close in combat with his opponents. Lance is a fighter, is a true fighter. Is there anything else about Lance that you want to share with us?
No one ever asks how Lance is fucking feeling. That's the fucking shame of it all.
They always go, "Why did you rip that door off, Lance?" Not, "How are you feeling, Lance?"
Exactly.
The man's also the bane of doors.
A bane of doors. Do you want to tell us your favorite moment playing as Lance?
Anytime I have to take damage, that's one of my favorite moments. It's not dealing damage. It's literally soaking damage. I love playing Lance as.
Okay. And for reference to the chat, Lance has a very high defense value, so even bullets seem to just deflect off his manly chest.
Thank you, boy.
Yeah. Going down the list, we're going to Ven. Ven, let's open his character sheet, is a 6'1", 187 pounds, a boy, and he's very lean on the leaning side of it. Ven, can you talk to us about your anima?
My anima's name is Seventh Sun. It gives me the ability to impart kinetic energy on things, which we use to make things explode.
Wonderful.
Or catch fire.
So, what was your favorite what was your favorite moment playing as Ven?
That first one where he just stood there, people shot at him, and the bullets wouldn't even hit him. Then he takes the empty cigarette pack, lights it, and throws it at him. And later you go, "I gotta give you guys an inventory of things you have."
Yeah. So Ven is like he described. He's got his Seventh Sun anima, can cause kinetic energy, and I'm gonna explain where he got a chance to use his anima and everything in just a second. Will we see any Unturner today, or will you be doing the RP thing? First this RP thing, then Cyberpunk 2077. let's go touch base with the last character who'll be joining us, but certainly not the least. We're going to be introducing Alistair Kaysen. Alistair Kaysen is a 5'8", 130 pounds, and he's body type of average. And he's a new resident to Spiral City, recently moving into the Hammer District. There's a huge map that I've created that I can show the stream in just a second. But Alistair, go ahead and let us know, what is your anima, and a little bit more about your character, too.
So, hello. My anima name is Showtime, taken from Kamen Rider Wizard's theme song Life is Showtime, and its ability is to create warps. Think of like Portal, if you played that.
All right. What was your favorite moment playing as Alistair? If you have.
Seeing as how this anima is used for more like for now assisting rather than direct combat, I like things to help out other people like the NPCs back in the last session.
Gotcha. So what's your intentions for today for your character, since we know since you know that today's going to be a very RP heavy session, and there's going to be a lot of city roaming that you guys are going to be going to have going on.
I'm expecting to use my anima in silly, mundane ways, or helping people in like getting a cat stuck in a tree back down more safely.
Gotcha. All right.
I actually have a question about his anima.
I might have an
answer. The answer will benefit him too.
So,
all right, he does portals like Portal.
Yeah.
So say he opens a portal in front of someone and they punch, and the other portal he opens behind them. They'd essentially punch themselves in the back of the head, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like that one villain from Spider-Man.
Yeah. Everybody okay? Everybody's okay?
All right. So on the stream, you guys can see each of your characters.
Oh, hold on, one more thing.
No worries.
There's something funny. You mentioned about my favorite moment playing as Alistair. There's something funny about helping Lance after a big battle. Like, remember in the last session, how he was all exhausted after the incident, and I just walk over and give him something to restore his AP.
Yeah,
I remember that.
I don't know, something about because Alistair's not a big boy. Lance is a big boisterous boy.
Are they sure you know?
Yeah. No, that was it.
All right, gotcha.
In hindsight, I'm rather glad I chose Alistair to use for this.
Wonderful.
Because I like you see my avatar right now on the screen. That's another OC I have, and for them I chose not to use them. So you got some variety in this party.
Wonderful.
Yeah, he doesn't have the problem I do.
Where you just have too many characters.
Why can't I hold all these characters?
The third one.
Because my DM won't let me do that.
All right, so let's get the show on the road. This session will take place for an entire month throughout the Spiral City events that happened previously. I'm going to recap everything that happened previously for our audience. You guys, as the players, we will be continuing the role play, and we will try to see what we can do within a month time. We're not going to be role playing every single day. I have a kind of different thing in mind to pass over through the weeks. So just kind of think of 4 things your character would like to be doing throughout a period of lull where you can get, where you're not going to be really interrupted by anybody, and it doesn't seem like you're either going to be actively hunted. This is kind of like the quiet before the storm kind of thing. So let's start with the recap. Spiral City. It is a wonderful jewel that sits in a nice bay area. It has a waterway that goes on through the East Bay that cuts through Caribbean and the upper district of Spiral City. This wonderful natural waterway has led to Spiral City's growth and strength as it became a dominant player in the trading industry and as for imports and exports. Now, Spiral City itself is built on a large meteorite crash that happened thousands of years ago. At the very center of that meteorite crash was erected a large spiral tower that still stands today, just modernized. This large spiral tower is the center of Spiral City and is aptly named the Spire. Now, the Spire is where all the rich folk and all the influencers live in Spiral City. Within this vast districts of Spiral City, those are where all the other individuals that of varying incomes could live in. You have the upper district, upper spiral. You have the lower spiral, and then the multitude of other districts that exist, like Market Area, the Hammer District, Caribbean, Travail, the West and East Bays. And each of these places are just are different residential zones with their own attitudes and personalities, each with their own rich neighborhood issues and crap. So, Spiral City, a few months before this roleplay began, didn't even know what an Anima user was. In fact, Anima users didn't exist until about a few months prior. Slowly, everyone began gaining their Anima powers, either awakening to them or realizing that it had always been part of who they were in some way they never noticed before. The biggest climax of this moment of when the general public finds out about Anima users is when a bank in the Market District was attacked by a group of armed robbers who were also led by 2 Anima users. One of those Anima users was a man by the name of yeah, I know his name is Murdoch. Yeah, Murdoch. There you go. One of his men was named Murdoch, and his Anima was Freight Train. He confronted several of the armed guards, including three other Anima users, which happens to be our players: Lance, Alistair, and Ven. All 3 of our players worked together and fought the would-be robbers and helped defend the bank. Now, I say 3 of them worked together to defeat the robbers, but really, only Lance was looking to beat the crap out of the big dude. Ven was probably just trying to get people to stay away from him, and Alistair...
Ven was objectively trying to leave.
Yeah.
He's like, come on, guys.
And Alistair was assisting by keeping an eye on all the civilians, making sure the robbers didn't hurt anybody, and using his portals to close gaps. Now, after this bank robbery, a police detective by the name of Steiner approached Lance and Alistair. He approached Lance and Alistair and unleashed his own Anima called Alexandria on Lance, revealing that the detective had the ability to cast a metal chain which binds the Anima and prevents the user from using their own Anima. Stein would later confide to the 2 Anima users requesting their assistance when they're opening a ceremony in honoring a long-time police veteran becoming police commissioner by the man simply known as the Ranger. Lance and Alistair were recruited to go to a park ceremony in Travail in order to help bodyguard this veteran police officer becoming police commissioner. Now, as the opening ceremony begins, there is a particular father priest figure who's there instead of Ven. This man is Father Falcone.
Spreading the word and love of Jesus Christ to all the people who will hear it.
Amen, Father. Now, Father Falcone has a powerful Anima, but with great limitations to it. Father Falcone sits in the crowd and was watching the Ranger speak, knowing that this was the same man who had, in Falcone's heyday, when he was called Vinny the Beast, he was caught by that same Ranger, but his whole life changed because of his incarceration. And Father Falcone looked up at the Ranger, not with anger, but with solemn respect towards the man for doing his job. As the ceremony was winding down, several large vans come and drive up to the scene, mounted with heavy machine guns, and began to open fire on the Ranger as an assassination attempt. This assassination attempt was led by a gang known by no other than the Underpass Cobras. There were 3 cars and 3 heavy machine guns. There were 15 gang members in the fight. After the whole skirmish was completed, I'm missing out on purpose. I'm skipping out purposely on some details. 2 vans were destroyed. 5 people were arrested. 5 others died in an explosion. No, 5 of them. No. 10 people were arrested because I said that the ranger doesn't kill anybody, and no one died in that explosion. Because essentially the ranger.
But Lance knocked that dude's head off.
Yeah. Lance killed the old underpass Cobra's leader. By rock and socking his head off.
Rock and sockle, rock and sock.
Sock 'em boppers extreme mode.
Yeah.
When you lose your head and it goes extreme.
And the wonderful. So the highlights. I think so the highlights of the. I will come back later. No worries, Psycho. Thank you for dropping by. The highlights of the Travail Park incident were the following: Lance killing the underpass Cobra leader, Father Valcone stumbling upon Bad Moon Rising, and then figuring out that.
Yeah.
And
which I am still happy with how I was able to turn that back around.
Yeah, no kidding. And then after using his anima to try to help close the distance and capture Bad Moon Rising before he escaped.
I mean, he tried.
Yeah.
And it almost went badly.
So, we are beginning our session the week after the Park Travail incident. And I have a little bit of a news clip article to read to you guys before we begin our session. Are you ready?
Sure.
All right.
Wait on me.
So, in Mega News, this is a news clip article coming from the day after the Park Travail incident. It states in the Mega News article, and you guys can either be reading this either the physical form or the digital copy on the internet. However, your character may have gotten access to this before the start of this session. Your characters would have somehow, in one way or another, be reading this article. Mega News is reporting that Richard Turkey was attempted. His life was attempted at assassination at Park Travail, and several police officers on the scene rushed to defend the mayor from the attempted assassination. It was noted that several civilians helped join in defending their wonderful mayor and assisted in his safety excursion out of the attempted assassinations. Richard Turkey personally had a statement to say, saying the following: that if the next time that you try to take my life, you better drop a fucking bomb on. Oh, damn it! I didn't mean to read that.
I like it that a man called Richard Turkey's talking mad shit. Better kill me next time.
It's like a real jive turkey.
Bro, your name is Dick Turkey. Calm down.
His secretary Alora had stated the following, expressing her extreme appreciation for the men and women of the armed force, and then the rest of the article kind of continues to do formalities. It seems like
we've been scrubbed off.
Yeah.
We weren't mentioned.
Yep, you guys weren't mentioned directly.
Didn't we talk about how they edited out scenes of Hell's Wrath?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what did I actually have in there? Oh my god, now I'm just imagining an anima made for editing footage.
Oh my god.
No, man, there wasn't a demon. It was swamp gas. You're crazy.
Swamp gas.
It was
All
a
right.
weather balloon.
So we'll start. Now we're gonna start the role play with the first week. I think I forgot what month we left us on. Let me go see general chat. Hey guys, nope. Did I leave in the archive message? Maybe I left an archive. So yeah, we're gonna start May. We're gonna pick up from May 3rd of our roleplay. So of this week, which will be which is Monday's the May 3rd, and it'll go all the way to next week, which will be May 10th. So this is how we're gonna do it. Everyone, I'm gonna ask each of you what you guys would like to do for the entire week, and then each of you will roll a 1d6. Whoever rolls the lowest goes first, etc., etc. Each of these moments of your roleplay should take about 15 minutes. Just be kind, listen to each other, and we'll get through this pretty fast. We're gonna try to see. We go through a month, and we'll see how it turns out. All right, boys?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So for the first week of May, what would you guys? So what would you like to do, Alistair?
Since this anime is like magician themed, maybe he has a toy gun wants to practice. Okay, seeing as he assists a lot during the last few sessions,
Mm-hmm.
he wants to learn how to use his item for offensive purposes. So, practicing for toy gun and some cans or something.
Okay, that could be definitely something we could explore. Yeah, so Alistair would try to start looking into means of like how. Hi, Misha. Uh, we can definitely talk about how Alistair will go looking for either a source of mentorship, like someone to teach him how to use his anima better, or something he can like use as reference points to enhance his own offensive capabilities with his anima. And yeah, we can do something like that for over the week. Okay, Lance, you're next.
Lance would probably be like he'd be like trying to in deep, kind of like deep meditation, like reflecting what happens at the park.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, that's the whole week. You're just gonna spend the whole week.
No, just like it's gonna be like a mixture of like him walking, pretty much like him going out and about trying to get some low level gig
Okay.
to get some some cash, but also while doing that he's also like reflecting what he did.
Yeah. Don't worry. We can talk about the reflection during your roleplay. But you're
Yeah, but that's important.
Lance is going out to look for a small time gig. Okay, that's perfect. Then, what would you like to do?
Look for the underpass cobras.
Yeah, clever bit. Okay. I'm gonna roll a 1d6 for each of you. Starting with Alistair, you rolled 6. Lance, 5, and then a 4. Wow.
Well,
Wow.
All right, boys. Who's ready to start a gang?
Oh dear.
All right. So, what Alistair and Lance don't know is that Ven knew about the attack happening. In fact, he knew the underpass cobras when they left East Bay. Because he probably saw them leave in 3 armored trucks. So Ven, as soon as you read the news article about how the underpass cobras were basically wiped out, and you saw the footage, the footage of what was caught that doesn't have any of Father Falcone's Hellbeast or anything else of the other 2 guys that you know. Essentially, it's like
just a badly edited Clouds.
No, it's not even badly edited Clouds. It's like they tried to capture the most tight parts of the violence going on, but it's so like what was that movie called? Cloverfield. It's all Cloverfield.
It's foul footage Cloverfield.
So when
they get one shot of Hell's Wrath, but he's in that Bigfoot blurry pose.
But you have 30 different people and like different cable TVs going at freeze frame right there, like that. Look at that! It has hordes. It's big. That's not a gas cloud.
Well, look at the zipper. You can see the zipper in the back.
Any case, in East Bay, after you finished reading this article, at the very start of your week, you actively began going out onto the street of East Bay and get as much information as you can about the underpass cobras and where you can find them.
Excuse me.
No worries. Now, for my dear audience, East Bay is on the other end of the river, other side of the river of Spiral City. Because it's so far away from Spiral City, people don't go there, and it's generally seen as a very low income location due to where it's located. The fucked up thing is that even though Spiral City doesn't provide any money or resources towards East Bay, it still follows laws and regulations of Spiral City. This only
Taxation without representation is a theft.
Mm-hmm. This only fuels the resentment with the people who live in East Bay, but this also causes such a deep-seated, rooted economic issues that drive the large amount of gang violence that happens in East Bay.
Oh no!
Yeah, so East Bay has numerous amount of gangs all vying for different powers. So the Underpass Cobras were only just but one gang in a what can be perceived as multi-layered neighborhood by neighborhood gang warfare. Ben happens to live in this area, and with his connections to basically what I would consider the quote heartbeat of the underground. Then by on Friday, your character on Thursday, you found out a very reliable source
Yeah.
that the Underpass Cobras were holding out in a dilapidated warehouse, and it seems like they were licking their wounds from being what happened to the precinct. What your reliable source also tells you is that they are the last of their own members in that warehouse, and they don't seem to be wanting to. They don't seem to want to chat with anybody in fear of being wiped out. So, come Friday, you make your way towards the location, and I would say you're about 150 yards away from the warehouse. But you can see it.
Hmm.
It is this squat warehouse. It comes up to a 2-story building, and it's got more space than it looks like on the outside. It's a large storage warehouse. It has this one large garage door that seems to open up to let in and out cargo and trucks and whatnot. And it's clearly closed at the current moment. What would Ben like to do?
Walk up and examine the door.
Well, you see the large.
Slowly.
Yeah, you make your way up to the building, and I imagine Ben keeps himself like his hands in his pockets and is leaning forward, like taking in the surrounding.
It's scary how much you read my mind like that.
And you kind of like stop, look down, look up, scanning the metal grate door. Either you or even wait, hold on, let me see your character powers, act, strength. I was gonna say, but I want to make sure. I didn't need you to roll. No. You could summon when you look at this metal door, this metal grated door. You can have Seventh Son lift it up. You can explode it. It doesn't seem to be anything other than trivial to you. When you reach this middle door, you also this middle sheet where they have it opens for the actual trucks to go in and out. You notice to your right that there's another door that you walk in through. It seems to have a lock on it, and for all intents and purposes, you can assume it's locked.
Oh, we're gonna deal with that lock very quickly. Just have Seventh Son heat it up till it melts.
Okay. So let's make sure that you keep track of your AP because that still counts. It's even even during roleplay sessions. Yeah. So hold on. Let me make sure I remember your total. Come on, Ben. No, I don't have that in that sheet. I do have it on Seventh Son. You have 12, so just make sure you remember that you now have 11. I'll also keep in track with you. So yeah, you however you like to narrate it, I like to imagine that Ben just simply points his finger, and without saying a word, Seventh Son understands, and a slow yellow light starts to appear right where the doorknob's lock mechanism is, and it just turns super yellow hot red and just melts like yellow liquid just off from the doorknob. Lock is broken.
Have him gently open the door with his foot and walk in, going knock knock.
So when you try to open with your because the door would it go inward?
Or lift it up. Whichever mechanically works.
No, it's fine. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think about what would be more ideal. What would be also more inconvenient for you. So when you try to open it with the door with your foot, you realize that the door, you have to pull it open. It's one of those pull opens. So you put your foot on it.
For gifted students.
Sorry?
Ven looks around, making sure no one saw that. It's okay.
Yeah, so you open the door and you're led into a, like I said, a high-bearing, what's it called? High-bearing warehouse. There are several large metal shelves that hold several different arrangements of boxes. Quickly studying each of the boxes without taking much more than a few seconds to look at them, it seems to be assortments of either not drunk, broken or garbage pieces of stuff just protruding out of whatever has been stuff in there. Everything in the area seems to be run down in some capacity. Ahead of you, you spot one of the vans that you saw the other day. However, this van doesn't seem to be in any condition than when you last time you saw it. In fact, there are several thousand bullet holes riddled throughout the whole thing. It's a miracle that the mirrors in the front of the truck aren't destroyed either. As far as the truck is also about 100 feet away from you. A closer inspection can give you a better idea what's going on with just that truck. If you get closer, you get a better inspection of it. There doesn't seem to be anyone or anything else in the room worth of note.
All right, slowly approach the truck. No sudden moves.
Okay, yeah, you just take a right foot and then a left foot, and you just casually, like, your body sways with each of your steps, just slowly with it, like almost like a rhythmic hum. And as you make your way, say halfway towards the truck, the side of the door pops open and slides open, and you can see two men armed with Uzis, as a woman is standing behind them, going, "That's as far as you go."
Oh, Ven puts his hands up, cigarette hanging in his mouth. Whoa there. No need for guns. I just came to see the mighty underpass Cobras, how they were doing. I didn't know you guys had gone to scrap collecting.
1 second. Where did I leave that? I left it on your character sheet. Yeah. So you would see, like I said, you would see two men and a woman standing there. Two men, the kind of crowd, so they have their Uzis pointed at you, and the woman standing behind them. She looks at you, confused for a second. You're just here to find. You wanted to find us. Well, here we are. What do you want?
Is this it? It's just you three.
Go ahead. I'm gonna roll it for you. What's it called? Where is it?
Perception?
Uh-huh. Hold on. Dexterity? Yeah, dexterity would be it. Alright, can you access your character sheet, the character sheet, or no?
No, I can't.
No worries, I got the roll for you. So I'll make a dexterity check for you. You roll a 2. Then, yeah, would you like to junction?
Yeah, junction that.
Alright, so that'll be junction with your range. And your range... Why is your range... Oh, it's 1d8, that's what it is. Okay, so it's a 1d8 I'll add. Okay, so now you rolled a 11 because you junctioned. So, at first, like you just like feel like there's nothing around you before you innately activate Seventh Sun in order to do a passive scan around you. And at that moment is when you feel another person creeping slowly and very quietly behind you. Yeah, there's only the three of us. The woman replies to you.
All right. Ben takes a huff of his, trying to figure out how I want to deal with the dude behind me. He looks at herself, just three. What about the guy creeping up behind me?
As you mentioned,
taking a drag off his cigarette.
As you mentioned that, he was about 10 feet away from you, so he still had distance to close, but he immediately stops in his tracks, cold sweat. The woman looks shocked, and the two men in front of her are just as shocked. What?
Get him up here. Get everyone up here. I'm not here to fight. Quite the opposite.
How do we know we can trust you? The woman replies back, meekly.
If If I wanted you dead, I'd have brought cops.
They look at each other. The two men don't. The two men who have their guns turned at you only turn their heads back to look up at the woman. She takes a moment before nodding. Fine. You do make a point. You would have already attacked us. Hold on one
Gather
second.
whatever survived. Oh, okay.
Valentine, stand up. And you hear the man. You sense that the man. You sense that the name that she called out to Valentine is the person who's standing behind you. As with Seventh Son, you can feel his presence and stand up entirely. Though his murderous intent, it doesn't disappear. What's it called? From the driver's seat of the truck, you notice that there is another man, but he's wearing a balaclava. And the two men standing in front of the woman lower their weapon. Who are you?
Then, my name's not important. What is important is you're all gonna call me boss before this day is over.
She raises her eyebrow. Oh, really? And what makes you think that?
Well, your other option is sitting rotting in this place, collecting scrap as the other gangs eat your territory, block by block.
To be fair, we didn't have much territory to begin with. She looks to the side.
And that'll change if you listen.
Well, she looks back at you, with a little bit of determination behind it. You have to understand, we already just followed somebody into a trap. We didn't know we were going to go fight the Ranger of all people. Did you think we wanted to lose most of our men in that conflict?
They all knew the risks when they joined the gang. Besides, your old boss was an idiot focusing on the wrong targets.
That, she says, I can agree with, at least. You seem to have bought a little favor between you and this woman. For, bashing in the former boss. She seems to like that approach. The other men of the group kind of lessen their tension up with you, but it's clear to you that everyone's here is just very nervous about you and your presence. What would you like to do, Ven?
Ven looks at her and says, gather every survivor you have. I'm going to explain to you all why it's never been a better time to be an underpass Cobra.
Well, you have everyone here. Myself. You have Walter.
There are 4 of you.
No, there are 5. Walter. Smith points at Walter, the man at the front left. Walter Smithers. Myself, Ava. You have Valentine, which is the man who is standing behind you. Takes a post in front of you, leaning his back against the van, holding a Bowie knife in his hand, the one that he was, trading for you. And you also have H, who's in the truck. And the man who's sitting in the truck's driver's seat wearing the black balaclava waves his hand at you.
Return the greeting in kind.
I can imagine one was like, and don't forget the boss. The boss got decapitated. I got his skull right here, so he'll always be with us.
It's his headless body, and they're just weekend at burying him. So somebody's got their wrist tied as, and he waves.
Nah, I was thinking more like 21 had the skull of his old friends. 18.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That's what I was thinking of.
Jesus. All right. So yeah, the remaining members of the gang are all there in audience to you. So at this section, I want to ask you, what are you going to try to do to convince them to follow you?
I'm going to point out how fighting the other gangs is stupid. We need to unite, form one giant gang, and then take the fight to Spiral City itself.
Okay.
Do you remember when I asked if he'd watch The Warriors?
Yes, I know. This is I figured.
Yeah.
So as you bring up this portion of your pitch, no fighting other gangs. Try to unite together and fight against Spiral City. Most of the members nod in agreement to your plan. The Valentine raises his knife. All right. I need to ask you a question, Val. What makes you think they're going to listen to us? He points the knife. When he says us, he points the knife at himself and then to you. When they've probably got more people than we got. What makes you think that you're going to be strong enough to handle fighting all of that? Our former boss was an anima user.
Oh, was he? I wouldn't have guessed. For a split second, I want to have Seventh Son appear behind me in his full glory.
Yeah, he does. No one else sees it.
None of them?
You can't manifest Seventh Son to show it to regular users, the regular people.
Oh, I thought at least one of them be an anima user.
Oh, hold on. No one notices.
Okay. Oh, well, all for nothing. They're gonna listen because I have a plan that will make us all stupid rich and stop us from killing each other. How many gangs do you think there are out there? Give me a guess.
Ava speaks up. More than likely 8 or 9. But listen, Ven, if you have a plan, it's not going to be uniting the gangs. I'm joking. I'm sorry. That was just a tease. But Ava goes, I understand that you have an ambition to unite the gangs. We first have to worry about if we are going to follow you, we first need to know what you're going to do for us. We aren't going to risk our necks just to unite other gangs together and fight Spiral City. Do you know how impossible that task is? Even if you are an anima user, do you think the city doesn't have their own anima users? The ranger is an anima user. Are you ready to fight him? Because I'll tell you, he ripped us to shreds with armored cars and the turrets on top of them. So tell us, if you're going to lead us...
Dear, no offense, but the Detroit Lions would have torn you guys apart.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, I'm sorry, what happened? I missed it.
I said no offense, but the Detroit Lions would have torn you guys apart.
Okay, so that joke went over my head. Could you fill me in?
They're a very, very bad football team.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well,
and the first thing we're going to do is find the nearest gang to us.
Everyone looks at each other confused. So you're just gonna... And then, Walt, the man on the right-hand side of Alva, he kind of looks at you confused. He's a black-skinned man, curly hair, almost like a handlebar mustache that comes with a goatee and full beard combo, and looks at you and goes, so you're gonna pick a fight with the closest gang near us. And what's that gonna do for us?
Well, after I subdue or kill the leader, we get new recruits.
I like you are. So you feel a mixed response with your approach. You can tell that this group, I'm letting you get this level of advantage because this is also our first time role playing this kind of event. So
yeah,
Ven, you're getting this feeling that everyone's giving a lukewarm response to your ideas. Earlier, when you were mentioning about getting the gang and working you guys and becoming stronger and eventually tackling Spiral City, they're cool with. They don't seem ready to they don't seem interested or ready to fight other gang members just yet, or tackling any other target other than fixing themselves. These guys do not seem apprehensive in letting you be their leader, but they just need a clear idea of what you're going to do to make them stronger, because they aren't at the moment to do anything. The ruined truck is the only piece of equipment they probably have other than the 2 Uzis around with them.
Well, Rome wasn't built in a day. I look at everyone but the woman because I assume she fills some kind of second-in-command role.
You can assume it as you wish.
Alright. And we have no one asking to join, no new recruits.
Ava speaks up. Do you think anyone would want to join us after we got publicly humiliated in front of everyone by the Spiral City Police Department?
Don't forget our boss being decapitated.
Yeah, the one guy in the back, still with the body.
God, I'm not making that a thing.
Hey,
no, his skull.
At least
just the skull.
The head and make it a puppet, all right.
Anyway, so what's your There isn't anyone
walks forward and flops onto a chair. Because there's always a chair in these dilapidated warehouses.
I would even go so far as to say that Seventh Son would have either found or constructed you a chair. Everyone would have looked at you in fucking amazement as you just casually sit what seems to be on air.
Holy shit, he's Jesus! But with chill!
Jesus, what with explosions?
What?
What was the woman's name? Alia?
Ava.
Ava. He looks at Ava. You raise a good point. First things first, rebuilding strength. Well, what are 6 thugs supposed to do to rebuild strength?
Have you ever ran a gang before?
Yes.
Smithers, the man on her left, raises his hand. Have you ever led a group of soldiers before?
No.
He rolls his eyes, and he looks back
Don't
at
roll
Ava.
your eyes.
He looks back at Ava. Are we sure we can trust this guy? Ava sighs. It's not about trusting. He is an anima user. So we have to work with him. Ava looks up at you reluctantly. What's your name?
Boss.
She kind of grits her teeth for a second. Boss. I have several ideas that could work. However, there's just one thing I want you to promise all of us.
That being.
We're not sacrificial lambs to your slaughter.
Oh, no. Perish the thought. Perish the thought.
Yeah, our
Spoilers!
last boss
It's
said the
all
same.
filthy rich.
Our last boss said the same thing. So
Your last boss failed to catch someone named Dick Turkey.
he is the mayor. I don't understand why that'd be a problem. They're confused that you understand a fourth dimensional joke that doesn't exist in their universe, dude.
I know.
So it's like, that makes sense. I don't understand
What's wrong with his name? And they're all just, you know what? No, fine. First things first.
This is where we failed.
All right, so
This is why.
with you verbally agreeing, I get to introduce a new thing. This universe that I've created has gods. One of those gods is the god of oath. You just swore an oath verbally that you won't use these guys as sacrificial lambs. You are now being watched, and your character is aware that you are being watched for your oath.
Oh shit.
You can imagine the gods as being virtues. So anything virtuous or sinister, the gods will either give you a bonus or give you a debuff, depending if they're watching you or not.
Essentially,
Alright.
you can't
With
go
that-
chaotic neutral.
With that in mind, Ven looks at the gang and asks them to swear an oath of allegiance to him.
They all look at each other apprehensively for a moment. But Ava's the one who says it first. I'll follow you. Walters goes next. Fine. I'll follow the kid. Smithers next. Well, if the guy gets us some drink, I suppose he ain't gonna be too much of a shit, is he? I'll follow him, I suppose. Valentine gives you a quick nod. And that's about as much as you're gonna get on Valentine. And H, the man who's in the driver's seat, gives you a wave and goes, yeah, I'll follow the guy. No, sorry. H, the guy who's wearing the black balaclava goes, yeah, we'll follow the guy.
Hey, we found the kitty!
No. It's
No,
not.
he's Kenny. He's Kenny now.
No, he's not supposed to sound like Kenny. His voice is supposed to be distorted, so you don't know his real voice. He always wears a black balaclava. His name is H, and his voice is always distorted.
Ven nods, smiling. Good. The underpass cobras are dead. Rise, the oath sworn.
So you could say they shed their skin and became oath bearers?
Basically.
So wait. What's the name of the gang now? Are we renaming it?
Yeah, I didn't know about the god of oaths, but I can roll it. Just the oath sworn.
Oh, I mean, you don't have to call it your. You could still go with the other idea you had, but
Well, the Cobra Cons.
yeah.
Oh, whichever you like. I mean, it's
Both
6
of
of one,
them are
half
great.
dozen the other.
Both of them are great. I mean, so think about it in the perspective of the NPCs. They would probably respect a leader who would still honor their previous gang.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Cobra Cons then.
all right.
And
Hence-
even
It's not
picked out that
alliterative.
symbol. I even picked out that symbol. Or the emblem.
You can post it into the Discord chat for them to see it.
I will do that. Or...
And I'll do a
Yeah, let me see
photo.
if I
I'll
can
do a
that.
photo edit later, so that you have your full gang and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna go over briefly what your gang, what it means to have a gang, an organization within Spiral City, and what you'll have to do as a leader now. So the Cobra Cons are now in existence. The Cobra Cons are a rename of the Underpass Cobras. So you are inheriting the street reputation of the what's it called? The Cobra of the Underpass Cobras, which is -25. Represent.
Jesus.
No, sorry, not -25. You started at. I think I was. No, yeah, I started at -50. So
God.
your
So what if they try to take candy from a baby? The baby just laughs at them.
That's a very good way of looking at it, actually. The best way of looking at it is that your organization is about to go into ruin. Any more lost reputation will result that no one will ever respect this organization again. You need to work really hard to bring back the organization, and there's a great chance either rivals or law enforcement will attack on site due to your weakness.
Could you run that by me? Discord cut me out.
Yeah, no worries. So, because you're a -50 representation, if law enforcement or other gang members see you, they will more than likely, they will greatly attack you on sight because they know your weakness, that you're weak.
Yeah.
Especially if you had problems with law enforcement previously. Say, for example, this is just an example, your organization was at 25 rep, and then you went down to -10. If a previous officer that you harassed noticed you, he will go after you. Get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So
there's going to be a lot of murder. That's what you're telling me.
Well, let's talk about how to generate chaos, because your reputation is directly tied to chaos. Which, if you remember me talking earlier, there is two different mechanics in Spiral City. There is order, and then there's chaos. In order for a gang organization to thrive, you'll need to generate more chaos. Now, chaos can be generated through doing crimes. And the more intense the crime is, the more chaos you generate. A bank heist...
Quick question.
Okay.
Can I repeat the same crime?
For this, depending on the nature of the said crime and the time duration between each interval of repeating the crime, depends on the situation, case by case.
Well, jaywalking's a crime, so what I'm gonna do is have everybody just jaywalk back and forth. We'll just grind that chaos.
Whoa!
I was
Look at those guys over there. They're the gang who fucking jaywalk.
Bad over here.
We're the Walkabout gang. We always walk about.
I hate you, Danny. I really hate you.
Yeah, but when they're jaywalking, they're all doing the Vince McMahon gorilla walk.
Oh my god, I'm tired of both. So, no, in order to generate chaos, your crime has to be severe enough in order to inflict some level of either harm or mental, or some sort of harm, robbery, or mental affliction.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you were to rob one person, that generates 1 chaos. If you rob 5 people, 5 chaos. If you were to rob a bank, 10, maybe 20 chaos, due to whatever the severity of the intensity of the crime. Being a mass murderer who's getting away with this crime, you generate more chaos as you kill more people. It's like a stacking effect.
Yeah. Okay, so you can grind chaos.
Yes, you can grind chaos. Now, the thing is, your chaos can also be used in order to purchase different abilities that you can be using to spend. So that's why your notoriety can go up and down depending on what you buy it for. So you can spend like 10 chaos in order to incite riots across the street, in order to lower your notoriety, but increase the chaos in the area that you wanted to divert police attention somewhere else.
Yeah, like if I wanted to pull a big heist, have a riot in the streets, and all right, boys, let's do this.
Because remember, you'll have to be balancing between your chaos. You don't want to be too high. But the higher you are, the more respect the other crime families will give you.
Yeah.
The max cap is 50 either way, -50 and +50. You cannot,
50.
Right. You cannot have any more than either one of those two. It's just enough ground for everyone to have fun. And the vice versa goes for law enforcement organizations. They don't tend to have the same gradient scale because they don't fall apart due to negative reputation, but they still generate order by doing good stuff. So, Travail, because of both the assassination attempt failed in Travail and the bank heist that failed in the market area, those two areas have generated order instead of chaos. You also see the issue. You also see the double-edged sword of trying to commit crimes. Is if you fail, you gain order instead.
No.
All right.
No, it's risk versus reward.
So I'll let you sit on that information for a bit as we're going to turn the camera on to Saturday. And on Saturday, Lance, you spent all week looking for gigs that would fit you, as you, Lance. First, on Tuesday, you tried a burger joint. That turned out horribly because you immediately activated God's Lullaby on a rude customer.
Oh no.
What do you mean?
Listen!
Go ahead.
Listen, I don't give a damn if you think it's possible, but it's not. I cannot deep fry your goddamn burger, you goddamn mongrel! Who does that?
On Wednesday, you attempted to work at the equivalent of a sales associate for a large electronics store. However, However, after one of the TVs had malfunctioned during one of the sales, like you were actually doing pretty well. You were learning the place a little well, the floor mat, and whilst you were listening to one of your trainers help sell one of the TVs, the TV turned off on itself. So you attempted to just casually turn it back on, but it didn't. So then you got frustrated and slammed the TV onto the floor.
Oh no.
So Thursday rolls around. You'd rather than attempt another job, just go to your local gym and work out a frenzy and destroy three of their 10 punching bags. You would have gone for more, but they got you out the door before you got for the fourth one.
But you did knock out someone. I did knock out the one guy in the process.
Yeah, I'm sure you knocked out somebody in the process. Come Friday, you got a note, an invitation. It seems like for a not for an invitation. Come Friday, you get mail that comes into to your location, and you read through of it. Some of it's just spam mail, some of it's text. Another one is a summons for the door that you ripped at the bank area that the court is requesting you to go to court in order to pay for the damages you did to the door.
Beautiful.
This
Does it mean it's a running gag?
No. I'm being serious. They actually want him to go to. They actually being summoned to court to pay for the damages by. Hold on, I forgot the name of it. Yeah, the bank, but the bank has a name. It's owned by somebody. Hold on, I got the name. Just give me 1 second.
Black.
You didn't think I thought this through?
No, it's owned by like Woos Brain or something.
No.
Oh, you did say it was owned by someone too. I remember that.
Yes, it's owned by a
That being a
family.
big deal. Yeah.
Yes, it's a family that owns it. I just can't find the name of it. Hold on. That's I wrote the jail over there. Is this over here? Oh shit! Come on, I didn't write it here. I'm sorry. Give me a second, chat. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's fine.
I'm gonna call it the Falcon. No, but aren't you Falcone? Yeah, you're Falcone.
Yeah, Falcone.
No, geez, I know it was owned by I'm gonna call it the Gambino brother. Gambino brothers. Yeah, so the Gambino
brothers, totally legitimate bank.
Yeah, the Gambino's brothers are the ones who are the ones who are summoning Lance for the damage of the door, and they're charging you for all the other damage throughout the bank as well for the fight that happened in there.
What?
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, no, they're taking you for everything.
Oh man, you should have talked to Falcone. You could have put a word in.
So how does Lance feel about this news?
Ah, he's mad.
I was gonna say, I imagine there's gonna be more broken doors.
Operation Open Gateway.
So wait, would you go to the court? It's not. It's within a month's time. They give you ahead of time. So would you go to this court case?
Yeah, he would literally settle this in court.
Okay, so I'm gonna write in your character sheet that you're gonna go to court within the month. You, as a player, have to also remember that you'll have to get some sort of legal representation. Otherwise, I'll have to appoint you. I'll have to appoint you. I'm sorry, it's just so funny.
Yeah, so like the first thing Lance would do is go into his place, literally call the detective.
Okay, hold on.
Because Lance has his number.
Yeah. What's April, May, June? So June. This will be June 3rd that your court case starts. Okay. So you already decided what you're gonna do this week. So you'll decide what you want to do next week as you get this information this week. Just a little bit of that information as we go to Saturday, which is your second attempt, which is your fourth attempt to get a minor.
Yeah, I want to have the phone call with the detective real quick.
Next week, Danny. You already decided what you're doing this week. I'm doing things chronologically. You got to work with me, bro. Anyway, on Saturday, you're able to find yourself. You find yourself on a Saturday morning. What's it called? Lamenting over what the fuck to do over this bank court case when suddenly you hear a banging on your door. Rousing from that your quick thought about the bank and the park and realizing that that detective and none of the police officers ever paid you to help. You open the door to find one of your panicked neighbors frantically out of breath. He's a short, middle-aged man who is balding at the very top of his head. He wears square glasses, a white tank top, and he has shorts. He's wearing shorts and sandals, and he's flustered in the face. And you know him to be Anthony.
What do you need, Annie?
You know those X-Law guys? They're
Yeah, what about them?
They're shaking down a few of the. They're shaking down some of the other what's it called, the guys in the third floor, and he points to the the high res across the street. They've said they really need your help, and they'd pay you to help them.
Fuck. All right, goddamn it, I'll be on my fucking way.
So Lance closes the door behind him from his small, shabbled house. As the camera panels back with watching both Anthony and Lance walk across the street towards the high-res building, we can get a better view of Lance's very small one-story building. It's very run down. Some of the windows have already been broken due to other people throwing shit through them, finding out where Lance lived. His lawn is barely kept. One half of it seems to be mowed. The other half has gone to nature, quite literally. But Lance, doesn't really give a shit about that kind of thing. The paint long since gone around the fence, the white picket fence that surrounds his property, and the other properties that are surrounding him are other sizable small houses and a very suburban, would look to be a very quiet suburban picturesque location if it wasn't for the constant amount of gang violence that happens every single day. And this moment is no different, because as soon as you get across the street, Lance, you hear a loud crash noise, and you see from above someone being thrown out the third story high-res building from the third story and crashing into the ground onto the concrete.
Whee!
Anthony quickly. You feel unfazed as you continue to look at the third story building and see two men wearing full white suits staring out the window, impressed by their job, before returning back into the building. You look back to the situation at hand and see Anthony taking care of the man who got thrown out the window. Anthony looks up and goes, "Go kick their asses and get them out of my apartment complex, man."
How? Oh, wait. How much are getting paid for this?
The wounded man holding his shoulder cries out in pain, I'll fucking pay 1,000! Just get them out, man!
Lance goes over, like, kind of like raises his fist, and like kind of like force pops back the shoulder into the guy's arm. You give me 1,250. An extra 250 for that.
He just keeps yelling as you popped back your shoulder, which wasn't even broken. Anthony nervously pushes you. Just go handle the X-Laws.
I will. God damn it! Fuck! I actually goddamn need money.
Fuck. Anthony doesn't seem to care for your protest as he goes back to tending his friend on the ground.
So Lance makes his way into the building.
So as Lance makes his way towards the building, the door is already swung wide open, so there's no need to Lance McKinley it. Lance stands at the hinges.
No, lad. No, here. No, lad. He moves the door. You're good to me. You're good friends.
So Lance, as you walk into the apartment complex, you can hear even on the landing that someone is doing moving shit and throwing things around on the 3rd floor. As you make your way up the staircase, would you be going fast? Would you be like trying to run up there, or would you be taking your time?
Lance was like kind of like a moderate pace.
Okay. As you'd be at a moderate pace, so you're just walking up normally. Yeah. As you take each step slowly, you think about the X-Laws. You remember that these guys are new anarchistic, anti-establishment anarchistic group that came up recently. Whilst they have X-Laws in their name, and they're quite literally to the book follow the laws, they follow only their own set of weird and very very awkward laws that they heavily enforce within West Bay. And similarly to East Bay, West Bay is also within this weird gray zone that the Spiral City doesn't give a shit about them, but still taxes them and still puts laws and regulations on them. And the X-Laws are an extremist faction that follows those levels of laws given by Spiral City to the lawful stupid degree.
Yeah.
Lance, you've had a few brawls with these people before. And in the last couple of times you've had fights with them, they've given you a good fight and roughed you up. There's like 2-on-3, 4-on-3. And back then, though, you didn't have your anima. Now you think about it, you crack your knuckles, reaching the second landing and getting onto the second landing, going up to the 3rd staircase. You can see that one of the apartment doors are swung wide open. This is where you can presume that they've broken entry in here. Lance, what would you do?
Lance just makes his way through and continues his way through to get to where the action is.
Well, no, you're standing on the 3rd. You're walking up to the 3rd story building, like I said, the 3rd story, and you see the apartment door swung wide open where they've broken in the X-Laws.
So Lance goes inside.
Yeah. So as you make
Go
your way,
confront the X-Laws.
yeah, when you make your way inside, you see 2 men, both one with spiky blonde hair and a pair of glasses, while the other one with straight brown hair. Both of them are equally wearing the same white uniform with the X-Law symbol on their shoulder. The X-Law symbol is a large X with the word law spelt in between each of the spaces of the word of the X. I can show you guys a better picture on Discord. The blonde man looks over to you. Well. If it isn't Lance McKinley, you know this man to be Arthur. You and Arthur have had fights before.
Hello, Arthur. How's it goddamn going, you cunt?
And what can we do you for, Lance?
Look, I'm having a bad fucking week. I got some bad jobs. I got summoned for court.
No surprise.
I ain't fucking in the mood for you and your goddamn friends' bullshit. I'm gonna even ask you all nicely, one goddamn time. He raises his hand like, one goddamn time. Get the fuck out. And don't come back.
Wow, those sirens are perfectly timed.
Right? Both Arthur and the man that you don't know who he is look at each other before laughing at you. Lance, I think you might have gotten some screws loose the last time we fought, but he leans in.
Question. Lance just puts his finger right before he gets to his face, like on the nose. Question. Have you saw the news about the goddamn park and the Ranger over there at what's this place called again?
Chevelle.
Chevelle. Over at goddamn Chevelle?
Yeah, what about that incident?
Wouldn't you have recognized a nice little handsome man in that footage? Because I know they would have had like at least some shots where you saw Lance sitting in the front row.
Danny, nobody, none of you and of the animas, none of you were caught on any footage or recorded by any news
No, I'm saying before the attack happened. Just Lance sitting there.
That's what I'm saying, Danny. No footage has you.
That's weird.
Yes.
Why wasn't that live?
Huh?
It would have been live on TV.
I know.
Even live TV's delayed.
That's one. And two,
in real life.
And two, if you realize someone is working pretty hard to keep you all away from public view.
Anyway, so like.
No, so
yeah.
That you confused. You
that incident with the. That's right. I was there. The whole shebang. Saw that damn Ranger literally rip to shred that goddamn armor tank. And you know what I fucking did? I fucking took care of that goddamn useless... That useless fucking punk. What were their name again? The Gecko Mechos? I can't remember the goddamn...
looks at you incredulous. Wow, Lance. Did you go to the hospital recently? Because that head injury must